Yugoslavia, a country that once was. You might be thinking you haven't heard that name in quite a while, as the country officially was eradicated in 1992. The countries that split from Yugoslavia, then formed to be their own, were Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Serbia, Slovenia, Montenegro, Kosovo and Macedonia, all with their own football national teams respectively. Recently, Croatia made it to the 2018 World Cup final, and Kosovo recently became a national team recognized by FIFA in 2016. This comment by LG Gaming YT got me thinking, what if we reunite all the former nations of Yugoslavia and put them all into one team in FIFA 19 career mode to see how they perform and how well they can play with each other? Why not do a Yugoslavia Juventus Rebuild challenge with Davor Suker? What if Yugoslavia was still a country and all the players that were born in all six nations played in the one Yugoslavian national team? How good would that team be? Well, let's find out. So here are the rules and objectives for the Yugoslavia Rebuild Challenge. It's gonna be a bit different. We're shaking it up a bit. Number one, obviously, all the players have to be from one of the former countries of Yugoslavia, and the starting 11 must have at least one player from each of the former Yugoslavia countries. So, one player from Bosnia, one player from Slovenia, one player from Croatia, one player from Serbia and Montenegro and Macedonia. Obviously, they all at least have to be in the starting 11. Number two, sell all non-Yugoslav players at the club. Number three, win the Serie A, Coppa Italia and the Champions League final, which we will go ahead and play. We have a 5-season time limit to reunite Yugoslavia in FIFA 19 career mode. And number five, we've got to avoid the politics, avoid the drama between all the countries, unite Yugoslavia once again using football. Let's get into season number one. Also, comment down below if you have an idea that can fit the mold of a rebuild challenge, and you might be the reason for a brand new rebuild challenge on the channel. Alright, so we're in season one with the Yugoslavian rebuild, and this is the current situation at the moment. Literally only Pjanic, who's from Bosnia, and Mandzukic from Croatia are the two Yugoslavic players in the side so far for Juventus. So we're going to have to do a lot of selling, a lot of swap deals. This is the team we're looking at, and of course, all the non-Yugoslav players are going on the transfer list or are going to be used in swap deals to ensure that they get out of the club. A lot of players are going to be sold, and we have a lot of players out on loan too. And a Yugoslav player that is currently out on loan for Juventus, Marko Pjaka, the Croatian 23-year-old. We're going to recall him on his loan spell from Fiorentina. Going to be joining us for the Yugoslavia Rebuild Challenge. We need him straight away. We know the rule. We need one player from each of the six nations in the starting 11 at all times. So first transfer window is going to be crucial. Let's not waste any more time. We've got 161 million pounds to spend for the Yugoslavic Rebuild. And we complete our first signing of the Yugoslavian Rebuild. It is going to be Jan Oblak, the man from Atletico Madrid. He is Slovenian. He's going to be our starting goalkeeper probably for the whole rebuild. 90 overall, and can only get better. The 25-year-old, one of the world's best, and we picked him up for 64.5 million pounds. Plus Wojciech Szczesny is headed the other way to Atletico Madrid, but Jan Oblak, welcome to Juventus. And our second pickup of the rebuild is going to be a starting Montenegrin centre back. It is going to be Stefan Savic, the former Fiorentina man, has joined us here for the Yugoslavian Rebuild. 83 overall, 27 years of age. He is going to be starting for us. And the Atletico Madrid defender comes to us for 7 million pounds. Plus Daniele Rugani, the Italian centre-back, is headed the other way, just like Wojciech Szczesny, to Atletico Madrid. And our big new Serbian midfield signing, we just had to do it. It's going to be the man from Lazio, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, 85 overall, 23 years of age. Central midfielder, is an absolute beast in FIFA 19 career mode. I've used him so much this year, and we pick him up from fellow Serie A club Lazio. Look at him in his brand new Juventus jersey. And we picked him up for 30.6 million pounds plus Douglas Costa. So the Brazilian winger headed off to Lazio, but Milinkovic-Savic, welcome to Juve. And our Colombian winger Juan is off to Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. The 30-year-old, the 84 rated man, is off there for 29.5 million pounds. Farewell, Juan Cuadrado. He's going to be our first official player departure departure of the rebuild. And pretty much sold simultaneously, it is going to be Mattia De Sciglio off to Dortmund for £10.5 million. So De Sciglio and Quadrado both off to the Bundesliga. And it's our biggest player departure yet, the third in a row. It is going to be the Juventus legend Giorgio Chiellini, the 33-year-old centre-back now, 90 overall. He's headed off to the Premier League. He's gone to Manchester City for £45.9 million. I'm happy with that deal. We got a bit of money out of him, which is very decent to see out of a 33-year-old. And it's our biggest pickup so far. World Cup finalist, Ballon d'Or winner in 2018. It is going to be Luka Modric coming over from Real Madrid. He is joining the Yugoslavian Rebuild Challenge in Juventus in Italy. The 32-year-old now is 91 overall. We got to get him in the early seasons, otherwise he's going to drop off in career mode. But we have picked him up here, Luka Modric, the Croatian, and is going to partner Pjanic in the midfield. We picked him up for £54.2 million plus Federico Bernardeschi. He goes to Real Madrid. What a pickup, Luka Modric. Welcome to Juventus. And it's going to be another defensive pickup. It is going to be Matija Nastasic, a wonder kid from years gone by, a former Man City player, coming over from Schalke in the Bundesliga. He's going to be a centre-back pickup for us. The 25-year-old is 80 overall. Joining us here at Juventus for £13.6 million, plus Moise Kean, who's going to Schalke. And another defensive pickup, it is going to be the ex-Arsenal man now, Sead Kolasinac. The Bosnian is going to join us here. He's going to be our starting left back for the season. The 25-year-old, 80 rated. We picked him up for £20.3 million plus Andrea Barzagli. He is off to Arsenal. But yet again, another ex-Schalke player joins the Yugoslavian Rebuild. And Marcelo Brozovic joins us here. The Croatian midfielder joins from Inter Milan, 81 overall, 25 years of age. And he's a solid pickup for the midfield, a CDM, which we desperately needed. And we picked him up for £6.3 million plus Rodrigo Bentancur, the Uruguayan, is headed to Inter Milan. And it's a massive right midfield pickup. It is going to be Vishka, the man from Bosnia Herzegovina, joins us here for £25.925 million plus Leonardo Spinazzola. He is off to the Turkish league. But Edin Vishka, the 28-year-old right midfielder, 84 rated, is a very solid addition to our side. And we sell the French midfielder Blaise Matuidi. He is off to Barcelona for £28.5 million. The 31-year-old is off to La Liga, now 85 overall. Try to get the most money out of him. And it's the first Macedonia to join the Yugoslavian Rebuild Challenge. It is going to be one of the best wonder kids on FIFA 19, Enis Bardi, coming from Levante. It's a straight swap deal this time, probably the first time in Rebuild history. Emre Can, straight swap for Enis Bardi. Worked for us and worked for Levante, so Enis Bardi, welcome to Juventus. And the Brazilian left back Alexandro joins Matuidi at Barcelona and leaves Juventus. He is departed for £54 million. Farewell, Alexandro. And it's probably going to be one of our more low-key signings. It's going to be the first man from Kosovo. All the good players from Kosovo recently moved to their club, so we're going to have to wait until we can increase our Kosovo player base. But for now, it's just going to be Pakarada in there at left back. He joins us from Sandhausen in the German leagues. And another midfield Serbian joins us. It is going to be Nemanja Matic from Manchester United, now 30 years of age, but he's 83 overall, so he'll be good in the short term. He joins us here in the Yugoslavian Rebuild for 600k. plus Sami Khedira. And it's going to be our second deadline day signing. It is going to be Nikola Milenkovic, the Serbian from Fiorentina in the Serie A, 20 years of age, can play right back, centre back. We picked him up for £7.8 million, a solid investment and will grow in the long term. And it's another massive deadline day signing. Yet another Croatian joins the Yugoslavian ranks. It is going to be Ivan Rakitic joining us here for £30 million plus João Cancelo. João Cancelo moves to Barcelona like so many other players in this that we've sold in this Juventus Rebuild Challenge. But Ivan Rakitic, one of the heroes of Croatia's World Cup campaign in 2018, he joins us at Juventus. And we've activated the release clause of yet another Croatian man. It is going to be Ante Rebic, the man from Frankfurt, joining us from the Bundesliga. 80 rated, 24 years of age. We acted his £30.2 million release clause. Addition to the side, and yet another quality Croatian player. So we've come to the end of deadline day. We ended up spending 295.545 million, and then we ended up selling 168.4 million. A lot of deals going on this first transfer window, of course, in order to complete the challenge, but that is going to come to the end of our Season 1 summer business. Alright, so this is how the side is going to go into the first half of the season. Obviously, we got Mandzukic up top, the Croatian. We got the Macedonian Enis Bardi on the left-hand side, Serbian Milinkovic-Savic in the middle, two Bosnians in Pjanic and Viška, another Croatian in Modric, the man from Kosovo, Paquada, in there at left backs, the Slovenian goalkeeper Oblak, Savic, the man from Montenegro, and then Nastasic and Milenkovic from Serbia. So all 6 nations from Yugoslavia covered. Let's get into the first half of the season. So January business to be done for the Yugoslavian rebuild. It's going to be a quiet transfer period for us. Deadline day is over, and we're looking to get into the second half of the season. And it looks like the Champions League didn't go to plan for the Yugoslavian lads. They ended up finishing in 3rd, going to the Europa League. Man United and Valencia ended up getting through to the next round of the Champions League. But in the Europa League, the Juventus boys go to the round of 32. They are facing RB Salzburg. That is the side going into the second half of the season. Let's see how they perform. Well. First season's charm for the Yugoslavian lads. They finished top of the Serie A, winning the Scudetto at their first attempt. 85 points. We end up winning it by 3 points against our closest title contenders in AC Milan, Lazio and Torino round up the top 4. Meanwhile, Roma, Inter, Napoli all miss out on top 4 finishers. However, it's Empoli, Frosinone and Udinese all going back down to Serie B. And our Europa League run fell short at the round of 16, getting knocked out by Monaco 3-1 on aggregate. And another short cup run followed in the round of 16 yet again. The Coppa Italia, we got knocked out 2-0 by our rivals Torino. So the Yugoslavian lads not doing too well in the cup competitions. Modric being our best player by far, getting 50 appearances, 8 goals, and 18 assists for the Croatian midfielder, now 33 years of age. Miralem Pjanic also a big contributor, as well as Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, the Serbian in the middle of the park, tearing it up. Enis Bardi, the Macedonian, doing well in Season 1. And Rakitic doing a fair share, the ex-Barcelona midfielder, 12 goals and 9 assists. Kolasinac getting a few games in at left back. And also Marcelo Brozovic, the former Inter midfielder, getting 9 goals for the Bianconeri. So it was league success for Yugoslavia, but not too much cup success, something which we can focus on in the seasons to come. But a rather first successful season for Davor Suker, especially in the league. But we're going to move on to season number 2 and try to help strengthen this squad to its full potential. Let's get into season number 2. And guys, we're going to kick off season number 2 with another Croatian midfield signing. It is going to be the addition of Mateo Kovacic, the man who's come back from loan at Chelsea and has joined Real Madrid again. We snatched him off their hand. The 25-year-old midfielder, now 84 rated, he can grow and hopefully he can make his mark in this Yugoslavian midfield. And we managed to pick him up for 5.4 million, plus the man who came back on loan from Chelsea, Gonzalo Higuain. He's off to Real Madrid yet again. And we go ahead and sign our second Kosovonian of the rebuild. It is going to be Milot Rashica, coming for £22 million. The Kosovonian winger comes at 23 years of age. He's a left winger, 80 rated, and can only grow from here. He's come from Werder Bremen. He's going to be our second signing of season number 2 and our second player from Kosovo. Welcome, Milot Rashica. And for our third signing of season number 2, we're going to do some defensive reinforcement here, sealing a deal for Filip Benkovic, the Croatian centre-back, coming to us from Leicester City for £15.5 million. The 21-year-old is already 78 rated and can only grow into that defense and hopefully form a partnership with one of the centre-backs. But Filip Benkovic, welcome to the Juventus Yugoslavian Rebuild. And Carlo Pinsoglio is off to Leganés in La Liga for £1.8 million. Our 29-year-old goalkeeper, 72 rated Italian, He's off to Spain. So another Croatian addition comes to us in season number 2. It is going to be Andre Kramaric, the former Leicester City, now former Hoffenheim man, comes to us. The 28-year-old striker is 84 rated, and we picked him up for 32.9 million plus Andrea Favilli. So Favilli goes to Hoffenheim, and the Croatian additions keep on coming. This time it is the right back Versalico coming from Atletico Madrid, former Inter Milan man, ended his loan spell there, and we picked him up for a cheeky £14 million. The 27-year-old joins us here at Juventus, now 81 overall, and he's going to slot straight into that right back position. Welcome Versalico. And the big centre back sale, it's going to be Leonardo Bonucci. He is joining Barcelona here. He's off to Spain, off to La Liga for £32.8 million. Farewell Bonucci. The Italian leaves Juventus for the second time in his career. And it's going to be another Italian departing the club. It is going to be Riccardo Orsolini this time. The man coming from Bologna on loan came back, and now we've sold him for £15.4 million to Chris Hughton's Brighton. He is off to the Premier League. Farewell Orsolini. Oh my goodness, it's our biggest sale yet. I don't even think I've made a bigger sale in career mode all year. Then Paulo Dybala departing the club. The Argentinian 25-year-old is off to Manchester City for £150.2 million. That is absolutely crazy. Paulo Dybala, now 92 overall, is off to the Premier League. Farewell, Paulo Dybala. That is a lovely addition to the transfer budget. And we finally pick up a backup goalkeeper. This time it's going to be Samir Handanovic. And yes, he is Slovenian, just like Oblak. So there's going to be a bit of a Slovenian partnership there in the goalkeeper position between the sticks for Juventus. But welcome, Samir Handanovic. He joins us for £20.8 million. So this time it's back-to-back Slovenian pickups. It is going to be RB Leipzig's Kevin Campbell. The Slovenian is 28 years of age, central midfielder, and he's 83 overall, a decent squad rotation player. Kevin Campbell joins us for £17.5 million plus Pjaka, who is going the other way to RB Leipzig. And the Croatians just keep on coming. This time it's yet another former Inter player. It's going to be Ivan Perisic, World Cup finalist in 2018. The 30-year-old now comes to us for £42 million on the dot. This Dybala money, we're living good with this Dybala money. We're picking up a lot of decent players, and he's 84 rated. Will definitely improve our attack in times of need. We go ahead and get our hands on a third backup goalkeeper just in case something happens to Oblak or Handanovic, the Slovenians. This time it is going to be a Serbian joining us here. Marko Dimitrovic, the 27-year-old goalkeeper, joins us from Eibar for £12 million. Be our backup of our backup keeper. So I don't think he'll be getting much game time, but it's a welcomed addition to the Yugoslavian rebuild. And we go ahead and sign a backup defensive player. It is going to be Milos Veljakovic. The Serbian, I believe, comes to us from PSG, 77 rated, 23 years of age, is a centre-back, can play in the midfield as well, but he joins us for £12.5 million, a decent squad rotation player, and definitely can grow to a higher potential. Welcome to Juve. So one of Ajax's main stars this season, ex-Southampton man Dusan Tadic, the centre attacking midfielder, joins us here. The Serbian coming to the Yugoslavian rebuild here at Juventus, and has joined us here from Ajax for £29.8 million. Dusan Tadic, welcome to Juventus, now 30 years of age. Oh my word, this one might be a bit controversial. We've finally sold the Portuguese megastar CR7. He is back to the Premier League, this time not in Manchester Red, but London Blue. He's joining Chelsea for £96.8 million. That is absolutely insane. The now 34-year-old striker is joining 91 overall, is joining Chelsea. But how we squeezed nearly 100 million out of him, I'll never know, but he's joining Chelsea. I don't think United fans will be too happy about that one. But Ronaldo makes a return to the Premier League. And after stealing so many of Inter's players over this Yugoslavian rebuild, we've decided to give back to the Nero Azzurri. Inter Milan end up picking up Mattia Perin, the Italian goalkeeper, still relatively young at 26, 85 overall, moves to Milan for £52.5 million. Farewell, Mattia Perin. And in order to continually lower the non-Yugoslavian quota in this Juventus side, we're just going to terminate a few contracts here. We're going to release Burato, the Italian man. We're going to release Ricardo Campos, who we've already released too many players. Okay, well, we've only got 4 non-Yugoslavian players left to sell. That is the update. Soon, it's going to become all Yugoslavian. And another one bites the dust. We go ahead and sell Dario Del Fabbro, an Italian player on the fringes at Juventus, centre-back, 24 years of age. He's off to Leeds United in England for £1.25 million. Farewell, Dario Del Fabbro. So this is the squad going into the Super Coppa Nazionale, which is kind of like the Community Shield back in England, just for Serie A. And yeah, those are the boys going into the match. Lazio we are up against, so hopefully Davor Suker can get a bit of extra silverware with this Yugoslavian side. We've stuck to the rules. We've got the man from Kosovo, Rashika, on the left wing. We have Bardi, the man from Macedonia there, Montenegro with Savic at the back, and the rest are Croatian, Slovenian, and Serbian. But Kramaric, the Croatian, gets us the crucial goal in there to break the deadlock in 37 minutes, but it's going to be the Spaniard Luis Alberto for Lazio getting the goal on the 49th. What's going to happen at the end? And it's Milinkovic Savic, our marquee man, our best player in this Yugoslavian team. He has gotten the winner for us against his old club. And it's the last few players now getting sold to finally make the team all Yugoslavian. We're a few players away, but this time it is Del Sole, the winger, the Italian winger, is headed off to the championship for £1.85 million. He is joining Stoke City. 21-year-old is off to England. So here is our Champions League group for this season. We get pulled out of the bowl. Juventus, let's see who they're facing in this year's competition. And that is a tough group. PSG and Dortmund I saw there for a second. We're going to get a second look at it. I believe Spartak Moscow as well. Trips to France, Germany, and Russia. That is an extremely difficult group. It'll be a miracle if we get out of this one. And one of our last few sales of non-Yugoslavian players, it is going to be Clemenza. He is off to Bristol City. Yet another man off to the championship. He's off to Bristol for £1.85 million. So that is going to conclude our summer transfer business for season number 2. That is an extremely busy looking window for Davor Suker. Look at that, 224.4 million spent. 354.4 million out of the club. An extremely busy window. We've improved the squad heaps. This is the squad going into the first half of the season. Let's see how they perform under Davor Suker for Juventus in this second season. And we'll see how they're doing at the halfway point. So halfway through season number 2, and it's business as usual for the Juventus side and the Yugoslavian boys. We're sitting pretty on top of the Serie A table. 9 points ahead in first position. Lazio, Inter, and Fiorentina make up the top 4. Sampdoria and Sassuolo right outside, sitting in European places. Meanwhile, Milan and Torino right outside. Napoli and Roma are struggling, which are interesting. And it's Hellas Verona, Parma, and Chievo Verona in the relegation battle. But we're going to look and see what's happening in the Coppa Nazionale, the Coppa Italia. Round of 16 clash up against Palermo. So hopefully we can get through to that and go to the quarterfinals, because we stumbled in the round of 16. And in our Champions League group, it looks like we just scraped out of the group there in second. It must have been on goal difference or head-to-head, because we scored more goals than PSG. Still on 10 points, but what a tight group. Dortmund finish out on top, and in the round of 16, we get Barcelona. Dortmund ended up getting Spurs, so I guess they're both quite hard teams. No one really got the advantage there, but still a massive turnout there. And Torino in the round of 16 too, but we have a massive match up against Barcelona in the round of 16. That is going to be huge. We're literally missing one player, and I want to pick up Luka Jovic, but we're still unable to pick him up. I don't know what's going on. He's literally one of the best Yugoslavian players, the last piece of the jigsaw. We can afford him, and we can't pick him up because apparently he recently moved to Frankfurt, which he's been there since the start of the career mode save. I don't know why we can't pick him up, but times are tough out here. And it's the last non-Yugoslavian sale. It is going to be Ricardo Campos, the Portuguese man. He's headed off to Aston Villa for £1 million. That is the last sale we are going to make for this rebuild. Now the club is all Yugoslavian. In the meantime, whilst we can't get Luka Jovic, we're going to be future-proofing the squad here. We are going to be picking up Marko Grujic, Liverpool Serbian wonder kid, 23 years of age now. We pick him up for £15 million. The central defensive midfielder still has a decent potential on FIFA 19 career mode, and he's going to join us here for the Yugoslavian rebuild. Welcome to Juventus, Marko Grujic. And we finally pick up a Slovenian outfield player. It's going to be Benjamin Verbic. The winger is going to join us here. The 26-year-old, 81 overall left midfielder is joining us for £22.2 million, and is a decent squad rotation player, a decent squad player. Welcome, Benjamin Verbic. It is going to be another Croatian and another squad rotation player, the man from CSKA Moscow, Nikola Vlasic, for £21.6 million. Yet another midfielder, yet another Croatian, 80 rated, still has a decent potential on FIFA 19 career mode. He's going to join us here. The Serbian man from Benfica, it is going to be Andrija Zivkovic. The man comes to us for £15.7 million. He's a left midfielder, can play central midfield as well, has a decent potential in the 80s, and is 79 overall. The 23-year-old is going to join Davor Suker here at Juventus, and it is going to be one of our last January signings. Yet another Croatian wonder kid is joining us here at Juventus, Lovro Major this time, a £14.2 million signing. The central attacking midfielder, 77 overall, still 21 years of age, but can grow to a decent mid-80s potential. So Major is going to join us here at Juventus. So we've reached deadline day for January, in the halfway point of the season, and we spent £88.7 million, only sold one player. We bought in a lot of future-proofing players, a lot of squad rotation players for the side, but this is going to be the side going into the second half of the season. Still a very solid looking side, so hopefully they can go as far as possible in the Champions League and the Coppa Italia this season for the second half of season number 2. And we're finally able to approach him after January, which literally made no sense. Luka Jovic, the Serbian striker from Frankfurt, is going to be joining us for season number 3 of the Yugoslavian rebuild. We have got him on a pre-contract signing, but we had to spend £78.7 million because it was outside the transfer window. But the 22-year-old is going to be our main starting striker for season number 3. Luka Jovic, welcome to Juventus. So it's 2 Scudettos in a row for Juventus and the Yugoslavian lads. They finish on top for the second season running by 6 points this time, 80 points. Milan and Inter finish right behind them with 74, and Fiorentina round out the top 4. Sampdoria and Lazio right outside, as well as Roma and Napoli finishing in 7th and 8th. We look at the relegation battle, and it's going to be Parma, Hellas Verona and Palermo all going back down to Serie B. In the Coppa Italia, we've made it to the final up against the runners-up in Serie A, AC Milan. So that's going to be an interesting game. We're going to simulate that and hopefully get the win and complete another trophy objective for Davor Suker and the Yugoslavian rebuild. We're going to check out how we did in the Champions League final. It's Man City versus Bayern, but where did we end up? It looks like we got knocked out against Barcelona, 5-1 on aggregate. That is tough. We need to improve for the Champions League in season number 3. Barcelona absolutely wiping the floor with us, so hopefully that doesn't happen for next season, but it's something we can improve on, something we can look forward to in the seasons to come. So this is the side going into the Coppa Italia semi-final. We are gonna simulate it and see how they do against AC Milan. Let's hope to get the W and get that Coppa Italia, do the domestic double, and let's see how we go. AC Milan with a strong lineup. Let's see how the Yugoslavian boys can handle them. Donnarumma still in net for them. They picked up Alexander-Arnold. Nothing much really happening in the first half, but Kovacic gets us underway 37 minutes in, breaking the deadlock. The Croatian midfielder happened in the last few minutes. Last 20 minutes now. It's going to be tense. Hopefully no last minute goals here. Rebic is on a yellow. And that looks to be 1-0. Kovacic gets the only goal of the match and wins us the Coppa Italia in season number 2. We only have one more trophy to get, and that is the Champions League. And it's going to be Davor Suker and Oblak having some fun next to the Coppa Italia trophy in the press conference room. Well deserved, boys. So our main performers this season, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic getting 19 goals, 11 assists. Kramaric definitely our top goal scorer there with 31 goals and 4 assists. Vesadiko getting a decent game time in there as well. Oblak getting 18. Ivan Rakitic and Modric, the Croatian midfielders, doing well in there as well. Get Ivan Rakitic the goal scorer and Modric more of the assist man himself. And then we have the Kosovonian Milot Rashica doing quite well in there with 8 goals. Bardi, the Macedonian, doing well, and we move down and continue to go. Dusan Tadic getting 8 goals and 4 assists, but it's been a decent season. It's been a rather consistent season for the boys. Serie A champion, Coppa Italia champions, the domestic double. Now all that we aim for is that glorious Champions League trophies. Let's get into season number 3. And we have a total of £210 million to spend in the transfer window. I have no idea what we're going to spend it on, because the confirmation that Luka Jovic has joined us here for £78.7 million has been confirmed here at the start of season number 3. There he is, the Serbian striker. He's going to be our main marksman for season number 3. He was the missing jigsaw puzzle in the team, and he is 86 rated, 22 years of age. It can only get better, and hopefully it can lead us to Champions League glory. Welcome to Juventus. And just when I thought we weren't going to make many signings this season, it's going to be Josip Brekalo, the Croatian winger, is going to join us here for £21.5 million. He was a decent wonder kid. He's only 22 years of age and can only grow from here. Now 80 overall, is going to join us and be a rotation player. And Davor Suker signs another Yugoslavian beast. And we go ahead and continue to add some depth to the squad. It is going to be Filip Kostic, the Serbian winger, now 27 years of age, 81 overall. We overpaid for him a bit, spending £30 million, but he's going to be a welcome addition to the Yugoslavian Rebuild. Alright, Super Coppa Nazionale time. It is going to be that team going out to face AC Milan, the team we beat in the Coppa Italia final. Can we get a bit of preseason silverware to kickstart this season? Let's see if it's going to be a repeat of the Coppa Italia last season, and it might as well will be. Bardi unlocks us at 18 minutes, but it's going to be Suso getting the equalizer 29 minutes in. We're into the second half, and will this be an interesting game? Let's keep going. Let's skip it, and we end up getting the 2-1 victory. The new boy, Luka Jovic, wins us the Super Coppa Nazionale. And that is going to conclude our summer transfer business here at the start of season number 3. We're going to get an overview as Brekalo and Kostic made their way in for £51.5 million. We didn't sell anyone. We didn't really need to. We are going to get into the first half of the season and see how the lads perform. So this is our Champions League group for season number 3. We get drawn into Group F along with Arsenal, Olympique Marseille, and PAOK, a Greek side. So a group in which where we can definitely qualify for the latter rounds in, but I don't know whether we can top it with Arsenal and Marseille both being quite strong teams. Surely we can get out of this group, but we're going to have to wait and see. And it looks like we qualified through to the next round of the Champions League with ease. They're finishing on top with 11 points. Ended up being Arsenal finishing bottom, PAOK finishing third, and Olympique Marseille is going to join us in the round of 16. 1 point behind us with 10 points. We finished with 11, but we get matched up against Atletico Madrid in the round of 16, so that might be a challenging one. We head over to the Serie A, and it looks like we are in second place behind our title rivals for a few seasons now, AC Milan. There in first place by 3 points. Lazio and Torino make up the top 4, and it is going to be Genoa, Cittadella, and Empoli all in the relegation battle. We've also got Cittadella in the round of 16 of the Coppa Italia, so we'll be looking to get through to the next round of that one. But that is how the lads are doing halfway through the season. Let's see how the second half does for us. Alright, so no January business for us to do in the second half of season number 3, as you can see. So somehow, some way, we have made it into the semi-finals, and this is the stage where I usually say I want to simulate the games individually. But let's just show you our road so far. So in the round of 16, we got Atletico Madrid. We beat them 2-1 over 2 legs. So on aggregate, we went through. And then we beat Borussia Dortmund 4-2 on aggregate, winning both legs 2-1, which was interesting. to say the least. And then in the semi-finals, we get drawn up against Chelsea, Premier League giants. Just got into the Europa League final this morning, actually beating Frankfurt on a penalty shootout. So let's see what we can do here in the first leg of this Champions League semi-final. The main lads out for this one. Jovic is going to be starting on the bench as he is a little tired. Kramaric is going to take his spot, but it's still, the rules stay the same. We've got Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, Slovenia, and we have Kramaric from Croatia getting us the away goal. That is perfect. Let's hopefully continue on. Can we get another away goal, or are we going to hold on? Pjanic has a yellow card. The Bosnian. Oh, what's going to happen in the last 10 minutes? Bardi gets our second away goal. Hazard misses a penalty. That is absolutely perfect. And the Macedonian Bardi gets our second away goal and a clean sheet at Stamford Bridge. We head back to Italy, 2 goals to the good. Alright, this is the starting 11 going into the second leg at home up against Chelsea. All is set for us to go through to the next round, but Pjanic is going to be the big one missing out in this game. He is suspended for this one, so hopefully Modric can return back in there with Kovacic, make a little midfield partnership and solidify our place in the final. But Sidibe gets Chelsea an early away goal. Kovacic gets a goal. Bardi misses a penalty. What a hectic opening first 15 minutes here in the second leg. It's all going down here at the Allianz Stadium in Turin. What is going to happen here in the second half? It's currently 1-1. Bardi, the Macedonian, the hero of the first leg, gets us our second goal. And surely we now 4-1 up on aggregate. No way Chelsea coming back in this one. And Jovic finishes the job there. A 5-1 demolition job of Chelsea on aggregate. We are through to the Champions League final with Yugoslavian Juventus. So we've reached the end of the season and we have back-to-back Coppa Italia finals to look forward to. And also the big one, the Champions League final is going to be up against Manchester United. But this is going to be the first match we're going to get into. It is going to be the Coppa Italia up against Inter, and we're going to simulate this one and hopefully get the win. Can we get back-to-back Coppa Italias? That would be pretty nice, but obviously Inter is a very, very strong team. Buffal gets a red card, but Martinez, Lautaro gets the opener there for Inter Milan. Can we get back into this one? It's going to be Luka Jovic, our Serbian marksman, getting us back into it with the equaliser in the 34th. Can we continue on? We're going to skip it, and we end up winning 5-4 on penalties. Bentancur gets the goal for Inter, our former player, and then Nastasic with a goal in extra time to send it to penalties. We win 5-4. It's back-to-back Coppa Italias. And before we get into the final, you know what we're going to do. We're going to look at the final squad report, the final squad hub, to see every single player we've gotten in this Yugoslavian rebuild. And it's been quite a consistent one. There are a lot of players that are very, very decent. There's only a few that are really, really elite players in this squad. But yeah, Yugoslavia having a lot of talent, over 6 nations contributing to this rebuild challenge. Under Davor Suka, the lads can grind it out in season number 3 and get the prize possession, the big ticket item, the Champions League final. Obviously Oblak being the highest rated player, Milinkovic, Savic, Jovic, Kovacic, so many good players. Hopefully they can be a Champions League winning team after this match. Let's get straight into it. we're taking on Manchester United at Old Trafford. Let's try cause an upset. Pjanic finds Kovacic. Jovic finds Milinkovic-Savic. Jovic! Oh, that is a brilliant strike from the Serbian. First shot on goal. And we've made our impact here at Old Trafford. Luka Jovic, our Serbian marksman, gets us underway in the Champions League final. 8 minutes in. And it was a beautiful passage of play from the Yugoslavians. 1-0 to Juventus. And we are off and running here at Old Trafford. It was a beautiful 1-2 between Serge Milinkovic-Savic and Jovic. Shot it between the legs of Chris Smalling, the Man United captain. A left foot banger from him, and we go 1-0 up. Jovic has it. Can Jovic break through the defense? He sees Bardi on his left. What can he do here, the Macedonian? He gives it off to Miralem Pjanic, and it's deflected out for a corner. Lukaku's tackled him. He hasn't got up off the floor yet. Fred's headed it in. It's gone back to Fred. Kolasinac deals with it. Can we get a counter-attack here? Luka Jovic. He's ready to run rings around the United defense. What a ball in from Milinkovic-Savic. He's onside. Luka Jovic, what can he do here? Oh, that is class from the Serbian marksman, proving why he's one of our best players in this Yugoslavian rebuild. He gets us the second here at Old Trafford. 23 minutes in, and it's off a counter-attack. United had a corner down the other end, and we go and get the goal at our end. Romero absolutely rattled, and we get the second here live at Old Trafford. A beautiful move from the boys, and it was a beautiful, a bit of body movement there from Luka Jovic to curl it around Romero and put it and place it into the bottom right-hand corner. United trying to get a goal back in this situation. Kurzawa down this left-hand side. Frenchman's got a bit of pace on him. He's whipped it into the middle. It's fallen to Andreas Pereira. It's off the post. And then Lukaku. Oh, it's going to be a penalty. No way. Don't be a red card. Oh, no, it's a yellow card. Thank God. Said it might have taken an ugly turn, but it's now a penalty. Oh, Pogba's going to step up and he's going to do his annoying run-up. Where's he going? Where's he going? I knew it was going right as well. I went left at the last second and poor Pogba halves the deficit just when we thought we were comfortable. They get a annoying penalty after a good chance, and Pogba slots that one home. Jovic through to Milinkovic-Savic, and what a save from Romero. Nastasic gives it off to Serge Milinkovic-Savic. It's fallen to Jovic for the hat-trick. Why is he... Oh, no. What's going on? Jovic has a shot, and it's going to be a header, and it just goes wide. Oh, what a tackle from Kovacic. Mateo Kovacic wins the ball back. Milinkovic-Savic with Jovic. This partnership cannot be stopped. And that is a rocket from Serge Milinkovic-Savic. Romero's having an absolute shocker of a game. And the Serbians are dominating in this one. Both of them scoring a goal. And it's our main man in the midfield, Serge Milinkovic-Savic. What a strike from him. We love him in our Chelsea career mode, and he's absolutely killing it here in this Juventus Yugoslavian rebuild. Right into the top left-hand corner. No goalkeepers stopping that one. We get the third right before half-time. And that is going to be half-time. We head into the break. 3-1 up at Old Trafford here. We're on course for an upset, but we need the second 45 to finish the job off. Jovic gives the ball in to Milinkovic-Savic. Can they pull off another good one too? It's going to be Luka Jovic. Oh, I thought that was the fourth to seal it. Luka Jovic just fires wide. All right, our first sub of the game. It is going to be Miralem Pjanic coming off for Andre Kramaric, the Croatian striker / winger. Martial crosses it in, and it's going to be Pereira. No, Greenwood. But it just goes wide. Corner for United. Oh, it's... Oh, Oblak. What a save. Surely any moment referee is going to blow the whistle for full time, and there it is. The Yugoslavian Juventus Rebuild have done it here against Manchester United in the Champions League final. Thanks to the two Serbians, Luka Jovic and Milinkovic-Savic, having an outstanding match there in the first half and securing us the victory within the first 45 minutes. 3-1 up at the break, 3-1 the final score, and the Yugoslavian lads have done it here at Old Trafford. They've caused an upset and won the rebuild challenge. Davor Suker will be over the moon, and the boys can celebrate long into the night now after their European victory, and now they get the chance to lift the trophy. The captain, I'm not sure who it is, will be lifting up the trophy with the black and white stripes it is going to be Luka Jovic, maybe. I have no idea who's going to lift it, but I'm going to leave you guys with the Yugoslavian celebrations. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the very next video.